Now, I think yesterday or two ago, I was trying to share with you the what I call the habit installation protocols, and that the reason why many people are unable to do the things that they ought to do. For instance, when you go to an event like this, you have had a lot of great people have been saying a lot of things, and you have been getting encouraged, you have been getting motivated, and then you have decided to also say that, okay, this thing that these people said, I am going to do it. In fact, some of you probably have started doing it. Maybe from the first day, you have heard about the reading habit, you have heard about journaling, you have heard about a lot of things that they said. Now, the reason is the motivation that comes with the words that people speak. It has a way of initiating you. It has a way of making you break that law of inertia. And then you begin. And then when you start doing this thing, you will do it for a period of time. Let me ask you, some of you here would have attended programs before that got you inspired and motivated just like this one. Some of you have attended workshops before. Some of you have attended seminars. Some of you have attended a lot of events that maybe the person who spoke, the person who came around challenged you. It probably happened when you were still in secondary school, or maybe in the university, or maybe you went to a place, or you just got into on YouTube and you saw a video, and that video made a lot of sense to you. And now when you decided to begin to act on those things, this is what happened. The motivation that comes with those things only have the capacity to take you through a period of time. And that period of time, mostly, it ends around to about 2 weeks maximum. And then you discover that the book that you picked up to start reading, you couldn't finish the book. Some of you that are listening to me right now, are there books that you started reading and you remember that you did not finish reading that book? And at times you don't even know where the book is. And sometimes when you pick up the book to resume, you can't even put together the knowledge tray that where you stopped and where you are beginning from right now. And that's because you left it. But now, if you want to build habits, I told us that for you to build an act to become a habit, for example, an act of reading, for you to build an act of reading and turn it into a habit, what will happen is the fact that it will take a period of an average of 66 days. An average of 66 days for you to be able to turn reading into something that you cannot live a day without reading. For me, that is the level that I am currently. I can't remember the last time that a day passed and I didn't read something. I can't remember. Either I am reading a hard copy of a book, or I am listening to an audio book, or I am using an app that I have to read soft copy of books to me. A day will not pass without me reading. That's because my body has already internalized the act of reading and has turned it into a habit. And because it is now a habit, I can no longer stop not doing it. I can't stop doing it. I can't just find myself, now I want to stop reading. I just cannot. Now, one of the challenges that I have is when I want to rest, I just find it difficult that I cannot lie down or stay in a day without having to do anything. That's because I have built routines and rituals around my life that helps me to do the things that I do. So when I want to rest, I had to struggle to break out of those routines. Why? Because it has been internalized into a habit. Do you know that habit is divine? Habit is the way God designed the earth to run. Habit is not just in human beings. Habit is also in plants. Habit is in animals. Do you know that the first animal that God created, that was the last that God created? The capacity to produce more animals was inculcated into the first animal that was made and turned into a habit. So the animals do not need to think before they give birth. The plant doesn't need to think before he will grow and then start producing fruits. And one of the things that helps the plant to get to that point is their commitment to growth. So habit installation takes a period of 66 days, and the motivation you get from listening to speakers like this, like you are doing now, can only help you for the first 15 to 20 days. What then do you need to do to break through the next 20 days and the next 26 days for you to turn it into a habit? That is where what we call repetition comes in. These things you are listening to now, they do not have the effect, they do not have the capacity to carry you through if you listen to them only just once. If you listen to this thing I am saying now, you think, oh, I am understanding what Osas-Daniel is saying, I am jotting it down. Do you know that listening to me once is not enough for you to comprehend and digest everything that you are hearing right now? When I discovered this secret, there were books that I decided not to read once and just drop it. I have books that I have read from the chapter 1 to the last chapter more than 10 times, and I am still reading it. I have messages that I have listened to for more than 50 times, and those messages are still part of my daily rituals on daily basis. Why do I have to do that? Now, these principles, they are not human inventions. Human beings only discover them. But if you are familiar with your Bible, like OJ said yesterday, that the Bible is like is a pure word. There was a way he put it yesterday. And what you need to understand is, if you read the book of Joshua, if you read Joshua chapter 1, verse 8, the instruction that God gave to Joshua was that this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. Now, if he says this book shall not depart from you, it means that you are not just going to read the book once and keep it. You are not just going to read the book twice and keep it. He said it should not depart from you. What is it that should not depart from you? When you say something should not depart from you, it means that that thing will live with you until you die. He said, the book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth. He said, but thou shalt meditate upon it day and night. Day and night. He didn't say one day. He didn't say one night. He said you will meditate upon it day and night. He said when you do that, and then you will observe to do. Listen to me right now. I want to say something very profound. The ability to do anything is not in listening to that thing just once. The ability to do is hidden in that thing, and you can only unravel it when you repeatedly go through that thing over and over and over again. He said, Joshua, don't just talk about the word. Don't just allow it not to depart from your mouth. He said you should meditate on it day and night, day and night, day and night. He said by so doing, you will be able to observe to do it. Now, when you now do it, because it is in the doing that the result will show. He said, when you do it, what you have done is that you will now make your way prosperous, and then you will have good success. Now, I would have thought that that instruction was just alone for Joshua, until I found that same instruction in the book of Psalm. In fact, it was the instruction that opened the book of Psalm. Of course, you know that Psalm is a book with 150 chapters. But chapter 1 of Psalm said, "Blessed is the man that walk not in the counsel of the ungodly, nor standeth in the way of sinners, nor sit in the seat of the scornful, but his delight is in the law of the Lord." Listen, he said, and in its law does he do what? Does he meditate day and night? Day and night. He said, when you do that, he said, that man will be like a tree that is planted by the river's side, and that his leaf does not wither, and that tree brings forth his fruit in his season. He said, whatsoever that man do will prosper. Can you see the same instruction? Joshua was in the days of Moses. David came. You knew when David came. Look at the years difference. The instruction was given to Joshua. And now we saw David bringing again that same instruction. Bringing again that same instruction. Now, if you go again to the book of Daniel, you are also going to find that the secret of the exploit of Daniel was in commitment to devouring knowledge, seeking for knowledge, especially from books, over and over again. In the book of Daniel, we read that Daniel said that I, Daniel, understood by books, which means not one, not two. I understood by books the number of years that the children of Israel were going to spend in the land of Babylon. So you now discover that if you just listen to all these guest speakers, if you listen to me right now, and you think you have gotten everything that you want, let me tell you, it is just the beginning of the initiation. You have not even been initiated. It is the beginning of the initiation into this. I am not telling you this because there is something that I want from you. I am telling you this sincerely from my heart. These are laws, these are principles that I have seen that govern the lives of great people. And these are laws that I have also seen that I have employed in my own life, and in my own little way, I am seeing the result beginning to show. So it will take you through 66 days for you to turn that thing into a habit. And OJ said something yesterday. He said, if you stop doing it, the day that you remember that you need to do it, begin again. Begin again. Now, in having you continue in this path, because if you do not follow through, you will not get the result. If you do not follow through, you will not get the result. What is the result that I expect from you? It is that you become great. When you become great, life will become much more easier for every one of us. When you become great, life will become very, very much easier for every one of us. You know what it means for me to have contact of people who are joining me now and they are great. And there is anybody that has any need, I say, okay, go and meet Oche in Lafayette. Edward is going to do this thing for you. Why? Because I know that Edward has the capacity to do it. I say, okay, go and meet Moses in Abuja. Moses will do this thing for you. And I'll say, go and meet Lucky in Jos. Lucky will do these things for you. Because I know that this person has the capacity. Meet Esther in Lagos. Meet Martins in Port Harcourt. They will do these things for you. And when you truly get the person, you know that, oh, this person came from Osas-Daniel. All right. Oh, yeah, you can have that thing. That is how we can make life become more palatable, become more pleasant for every one of us. And that's the reason why I am here doing everything that I can to ensure that people come and talk with you and share with you that this is what I have been doing. And in doing it, I have brought my life to where I am right now. Now, what will take you through the other stages is one, repetition of these things that you are hearing now. Two, committing yourself to a process, because there are 3 stages in habit formation. The first stage is actually very hard. It's hard. But motivation will carry you through it, so you will not feel the hardness in it. But the second stage is very messy. The second stage is very, very messy. And I can tell you that motivation at the beginning will not take you through. You will need someone to hold you accountable. You will need a program that will keep you in check, that will ensure that you go through the process. And then once you have inculcated, once you have installed that habit, then you can be let alone. Because once the habit with you go, you can be, there is nothing that will take it away from you. Remember when you started learning how to drive, you needed a guide. You needed the trainer to always be with you in the car. In fact, you are always scared if you have to drive alone. When you started learning, you were always scared when you have to drive alone. So you will need the guide, okay, to tell you what you do. Okay, you are approaching, a speed bump. This is what you will do. You are going here. This is what you need to do. Just hold on a little. In this roundabout, you are supposed to wait for the traffic on your left. And all those stuff. Now, they went with you. They were with you all through that process because they wanted you to internalize that skill. Immediately, the skill of driving became a habit. They left you. In fact, now you even prefer to drive alone in the car than having somebody accompany you. That is how it works. You couldn't have just picked the car the first day they asked you to drive, and the first day they took you around, and then from the second day you said, no, don't come with me, I can drive alone. Nobody does that. And that's the reason why I have taken my time sincerely to prepare a guide that will take you through this period, and I have called it the 6 weeks habit challenge. I have had people already signing up to lock in their spot, and I want to encourage you. If you are not doing this thing for yourself, do it for your children. If you are not doing it for yourself, do it for the people that are dependent on you. Do you know that there are people on this earth that will not become great if you refuse to become great? You don't know that there are destinies that are attached to your own life? Oh, if you read the Bible very well, you will understand. The children of Israel were to spend how many years in Egypt? They were to spend 400 years. But they ended up spending 430 years. Why? Why? Because Moses was not ready. So the lives of the children of Israel was tied to their success, to the greatness of Moses. Now, do you know? Oh, I just feel emotional talking about this thing now. Do you know that if you go and take a statistics of the number of people that die in every nation in 30 years, go and find out. Find out the statistic of the number of people that dies in 30 years. The people that would have gotten to the promised land at 400 years. Do you know that they died in slavery because one man refused to become great as at when God had programmed him to become great? So imagine the people that died in Egypt for that extra 30 years. You don't know that there are people that will not succeed if you refuse to become great? Why won't you pay? Why won't you, even if it is going to cost you your sleep? Most times I don't sleep. You don't know when I wake up on a daily basis. Why? Because I have this understanding that there are the lives of people, the lives of generations are tied to my greatness. Imagine if I had not brought these people to come and speak with you. You probably wouldn't have crossed their path in your life. And the things you have learned from them today now, you have learned from them yesterday, day before yesterday, they will go a long way in contributing to your advancement in life. If I had refused to do what I am doing now, where would you have gotten it? How would you have gotten it? And do you know that there are 100,000 people out there that are yet to hear my voice, that are yet to get this opportunity? And that is why it cost me money, it cost me convenience, it cost me a lot of things. I can't start telling you. Yesterday I was able to I told the few that joined us in Zoom, in just about 2 or 3 days, about less than a week ago, I had to pay over 100,000 naira for a course. Listen to me. For a course that is just less than 20 minutes. I mean, less than 20 minutes. I paid over 100,000 naira. Why? Because I know that there is something that course has that is going to help me in the things that I am doing and make me do it better. I paid. I could have used that money to go and flex. I could have used that money to go and buy shoe. I could have used it to go and buy iPhone. I could have used it to do anything. Does it mean I don't have bills to pay? I do. But I have to do this because I know that there are destinies that are tied to me. And because I don't just want you to listen to come on the summit, listen to who you want to listen to, and then at the end you just go and the whole thing dies. I took my time, went to lodge in a resort for a period of 4 days, recording videos, 20 videos in all, and the list of those videos is 15 minutes. There are some of the videos that are 35 minutes. What was I sharing? I just wanted to put in the process of building a habit. And it is not only going to be for you, it will help you in raising your children well. And I shared with some of us yesterday, and that this 6 weeks habit challenge for greatness is a 6 stages, course that I will join you every week. I'll be having a live interaction with people who will sign up for that course. Each stage 1 has 5 videos. 5. Why? Because that stage is very important. It has to do with mindset. It has to do with, why are you doing the things that you are doing now? The results you are getting, why are you getting those results? Do you know that the human brain and the mind act like the programming of your phone and the programming of your system, just like the hardware and the software? And it is what has been installed in the programming of the system that will determine the functionality of the system. And most of us were programmed by people who knew little or nothing about life. And that programming is still what is affecting many of us till date. That you make effort to grow, you make effort to want to do something, and you just discover that your result is just the same year in, year out, and you are wondering what is happening. And some people will even ascribe it to wicked people in their village people, or they say something is worrying. No, understand these things. It is how your mind was programmed. And the devil knows it, and that is why he uses it against you. And do you know that once you have the knowledge, you will be living your life as though the devil does not even exist? That's the truth. So, in the first stage, I took my time to dissect first the potential of the mind. What is embedded in your mind? The second is the function of the mind. How does it function? The third is how is paradigm formed? Your mindset, how was it formed? And then the fourth is how do you change that paradigm and install the kind of paradigm that you want? That took me for the fourth and the fifth videos. The second stage will take you through what I call purpose discovery. The reason why I'm doing what I'm doing now is because I have discovered that this is my purpose in life. And I am giving everything that I can do, I can give to just do it. And it will take you through, how do you know? Many of you have discovered your purpose, but you are scared of starting out. Many of you already know what you should be doing, but you don't just know where to begin. And you are wondering, where do I start from? Some of you are scared. How do I pay my bills? This thing, I took time to analyze how you can be doing what you are doing and yet fulfilling your purpose at the same time. And what stage in life do you need to get to before you transit, before you move into your purpose fully? If your purpose at the initial stage does not have the capacity to pay your bills, what do you do? Those information are embedded in that second stage. The third stage, what will it do for you? The third stage has to do with vision. Because no matter what you think your purpose is, it is how far you can see that you can achieve. The achievements that you are able to bring about in life, they are a function of the things that you can see in your mind. And if you can see only a 3-bedroom flat, that is what you will get. But if you can see an estate, that is what you will get. Another person can see a city. Yes. Like me, for instance, at this moment, I am already seeing myself as an international speaker that have speaking engagement in 3 continents in 1 week. If I have to do speaking engagement in 3 continents in 1 week, at least 2 in each continent, 2. So imagine that I go to North America to speak, maybe, and then I move from there, or maybe I went to the US to speak, for instance, and then from there I move to Canada the next day, and then I have to move to Europe, and then I am there in London to speak, and from London I went to Paris. I finished from France, and now I have to come back to Africa. So I'm there in South Africa speaking, and the last engagement is in Nigeria. Now, if I have to do this in 1 week, do you think I will be needing a public flight to do that? You should understand that your resources, they are tied to the vision that you can see. Now, if I can see this kind of vision, don't be surprised tomorrow when I start flying in my private jet. So I don't need private jet because private jet is the engine. No, I need it because it's going to help me fulfill the purpose for which I am on earth. That's what I've started seeing. I have seen myself speaking to at least an audience of over. Now, I am doing a show right now. I'm doing a summit right now, and I can count the number of people that are online. But do you know that I already see myself, and I am seeing tens of thousands just online to hear me speak? I'm already seeing it. And I am paying the price on a daily basis. So don't be surprised. Now you are very close to me. Let us maximize this relationship that we have before I will get to a point where you call. It is my PA that we have to be taking your call. I say, tell your Ghana, it is me that is speaking. He said, my guy is busy, he cannot take your calls. Please, let us maximize the relationship that we have now so that your call will not have to end on the hands of my PA. And then the fourth stage, I took time to talk about the philosophies of great people, the acronyms of great people. How do they think? What are their ideas? What are the things that they believe that people who are not great don't believe rather? So you need to know what their thinking is. You need to know what they think. You need to know the things that they do. And I took about 3 videos to analyze their philosophies and differentiate between the victim mentality and the greatness mentality and how they contradict themselves. The 5th stage, I took time to do what I call the habit installation protocol. How do you begin to install a habit, and how will you start? What will you be doing when it's very hard? When you have to wake up very early, what are the things that you should do that will ensure that you maximize, even if it is 1 hour before others? What are the things that you will do in that 1 hour that will help you maximize that time? And then the last, that's the 50th. The 6th stage is I took my time to talk about, because now I'm talking to you. The reason why I'm talking to you is because you can listen to me, you can hear my conversation, is because I'm a certified public speaker. Life is about communication. If you don't know how to communicate with people, you are not living. So I took time to give tips on effective communication and I also took time to talk about effective time management. How do you manage the time that you have? Because you have 24 hours, I have 24 hours. Great people have 24 hours, and even little people have 24 hours. Those were the things that I did in that in the sixth stage. Now, you cannot go through this process for 6 weeks and expect you to still be thinking the same way other people think. No, it's not possible. It's not possible. And that's the reason why I'm encouraging you. I'm pleading with you with everything that I have. And whatever it is that it will cost you, please do it for your destiny. Do it for the people that are attached to you. Sign up for that event and do something for your life. Give yourself a gift. Give yourself a gift of this course, so that we can be on the same page and we can begin to reason and do things together. And I want to bet you, if after the first stage you do not get value for what you pay, please don't enter the second stage. Ask for a refund. You will get a refund of 100% of what you paid. That is what I will guarantee you. It is 100% cash back. If by the end of the first stage you did not get anything, nothing new, nothing inspired you, please just call me. Tell me that, sorry, this thing does not make sense to me. I need a refund. You will get 100% refund back this evening. So if you have any question on what I've said now, go ahead and ask on the comment section.